Hello everyone, we made it. Jurassic World Dominion is on the edge of release. My anticipation and excitement are immeasurable, and I cannot wait to see it. I've waited 4 years to see this film, and during that 4-year time span, the Jurassic franchise has had a ton of toys, roller coasters, live shows, video games, a short film, a Netflix series, and so on. And alongside all of that, there's been a global pandemic, 2 terrible rebrands of Thomas, I've had my whole high school adventure, received so many new diecasts, gone on so many vacations, made so many friends, fallen in love with countless YouTubers, become a fan of at least 5 different franchises, and had my entire YouTube journey. All of it has been leading up to this, and so I'd like to run down my expectations, worries, and such. Obviously, this film should serve as a satisfying conclusion to the Jurassic Era that brings all the movies together as well as being its own thing. That's how any ending should be, really. As I've stated a bazillion times, I've avoided everything for this film. I've refrained from any Clayton Fioriti videos, completely hid myself from TV spots and trailers, even covered my eyes from any of the merchandise. This is all to not ruin my first viewing experience of the film, and to not have a Fallen Kingdom situation again. I know I wasn't the only one annoyed about what happened last time, so regardless of how much they actually show, I've separated myself from the whole thing, and afterwards I'll be sure to check out if they actually did end up spoiling too much. But anyway, I don't fully know what all the new dinos are or what they'll look like. I don't know the full cast or how the movie starts, or at least I pretend not to. I don't even know the runtime. Hopefully it'll be the longest one yet, but not too bloated or rushed. They're inevitably going to have to cut stuff out, and I just hope that cutting these parts won't hurt the film's quality, like it's done before. That's not to say I know nothing though. I have, unfortunately, seen brief shots that I immediately look away from and heard little keywords getting passed around. Right now I'm going to mention everything I have heard about, so skip here to avoid anything. And please, for the love of all things holy, don't confirm any of this. Understood? Good. Now, 3, 2, 1, go. Claire, Owen, Maisie, Wu, the original cast of Alan, Ian, Ellie, Lex, and Tim, and maybe something about Lowry, who knows. I have heard about Louis Dodgson and Biosyn. I said Biosyn, not Bison. There you go. But I am very hyped to finally see all that. The opening has something to do with a drive-in theater, there's snow, paleontological accuracy, the Department of Prehistoric Wildlife, Baby Blue, and dinos on the mainland. Duh. Sorna is also probably going to be important because, remember, the second and third films are indeed canon.
John said it best. These creatures don't need our protection. They need our absence.
And as for the new dinos, Pyroraptor and Atrociraptor, I'm interested to see how they handle those. Dreadnoughtus, Quetzalcoatlus, Giganotosaurus, Therizinosaurus, Dimetrodon, and maybe something else? I'm very much curious to see how they're going to utilize all these new species. And that's seemingly all I know, which is a good thing. Now, for my hopes and speculation. Again, this is the end, so if you want something to come back, it had better be now. I am wondering if Franklin and Zia will be back, as I'm not exactly sure what their purpose would be. Is Grant still digging? Is Billy alright? Will the Kirbys be in this? Iris's return is a possibility, since her death scene was cut. If Ellie is coming back, will she still be with Mark Degler? Or is she back with Grant or something? Is Charlie going to be in this too? What about Kelly? Or even Sarah or Nick? Maybe some of the buyers from the auction could return and we could see what they've done with their dinos. Either way, I'm excited for human villains, despite what some ignorant buffoons tend to say. Though, I do wonder, when will the film take place? 2022? 21? Is COVID gonna be a thing? Hybrids are out of the picture, but is someone gonna do anything with the eggs or the Indoraptor corpse? And will Dr. Wu be responsible for these sudden new species? Where is Claire and Owen's relationship going, especially now that they've got to look after poor Maisie? Will we get to see that finished cabin? Is Camp Cretaceous going to have any involvement with this? We can all expect many of the main dinosaurs to return, I suppose. The Rex, Blue, the Apatos, Trikes, Cenos, and Kylos, Paras, Stegos, Gallies, Compies, Carnos, Allos, Berries, Stiggies, Pteranodons, the Mosasaurus, so on. Maybe we'll get to see a Brachii again. The Zeutoceratops might be cut as it wouldn't add much. Pachycephalosaurus would be awesome, but unneeded. Metriacanthosaurus and Edmontosaurus were declared extinct by the DPG, so I doubt that we'll see them. Seeing our Spinoscat sniffer Ceratosaurus again would be cool, and Mamenchisaurus would bring a smile to my face, but there's like no chance. Dimorphodons though, where the hell have they been all this time? And again folks, we have to remember that genetic power has been unleashed. Anybody can recreate pretty much anything they want. From a screeching Albertosaurus to a bulgy-eyed Troodon, anything is possible now. Anyways, Pachyrhinosaurus and Suchomimus are pushing it a bit. Corythosaurus would be a pleasant surprise. Spinosaurus, I doubt, but if they do bring it back, I don't think it's a smart move to have it fight the T-Rex. It might come off as a little mean to all the Spino fans, and it's just not necessary. The spitter itself, Dilophosaurus, is probably going to make a comeback. I would love to see a fully grown one to do both the real creature and the book justice. But with all the foreshadowing in the previous films, it feels like it's just something to wait for rather than hope for. However, if there's one creature I'd love to see more than any other, it would be Microceratus. What the hell is that, you ask? Microceratus was a tiny ceratopsian species that was on display in Mizrahi's theme park. It was never declared extinct, and I can see it being used in so many ways for the story. But, of course, new dinosaurs aren't a priority. A good story is. Humor can work well, I just don't want any of it to take us out of the moment. Considering how Battle at Big Rock looked, I'm expecting some great CGI and animatronic work. The dialogue and exposition should be handled pretty well, or at least better than, "We've been a family for 2 years now." Things like the dinos posing, or the Indoraptor smirk don't particularly bother me. I just want to see them cut back on that just so I don't have to hear people ranting about it. Callbacks shouldn't be shoved down our throat, but a few can work. Remember, this works, this does not. I'm also hoping for some awesome character deaths too. Despite the Zara controversy and everything, they shouldn't shy away from killing off good guys, as doing so would just ruin any tension. Give me something like Eddie Carr's death, please. As Colin himself said, an unearned death is the definition of terror. I'm expecting heavy references to Michael Crichton, as these newer World films love paying tribute to his work. From Malcolm's lines, to the camouflage ability, to Lockwood being based on Norman Atherton, and now the novel's ending has finally been brought to the big screen. Crichton would be proud. But you want to know the best part of this whole thing? We're no longer forcing characters back to places they know are dangerous. We're instead facing the consequences of our actions, and Ian's warnings have finally come into fruition. Fallen Kingdom took the step forward that we should have taken years ago. The dinos are now on our turf. We can no longer escape our problems. We have nowhere to hide. We have nowhere to go. Now, doesn't that sound exciting? I have a lot of trust in Colin Trevorrow and crew, and their strong connection with the fans is really worth writing home about. I am sure they're going to deliver us something fantastic. I can also expect myself to be like this in the theater.
No. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! Oh my god! Oh!
Once I've seen the film, I'll be quick to catch up on all the stuff Clayton's produced during this time. Speaking of which, I recommend watching this video on his hopes and concerns for the film. Above all else, I just want another good, if not great, film, rather than just a fun time for the average Jurassic fan. Don't make this into something like that of the newest Star Wars trilogy. Plus, this isn't just something I'm excited for. This film feels like the climax of this part of my life. Essentially the endgame of this franchise, and for me personally. Considering that my high school canceled our seniors only party at the Zap Zone, this film feels like the real graduation celebration. All I can say now is, thank you all for watching everything that's led up to this movie. My entire channel since the start has been building up to this, and this is my last video before seeing it. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I am ready to see Jurassic World Dominion. Bring it on! And I'll see you on the other side, my friends.